Welcome to the very first episode of IPRoyal's Industry News video series, where we break down the biggest news in data infrastructure, web intelligence, AI, and more. If your work is focused on large-scale data collection, web scraping, analytics, or AI model training, you're in the right place. In each episode, we'll cover the key stories that shape how data is accessed, regulated, and used, from legal battles and policy shifts to new tools, tech, and use cases. We'll also connect the dots on how trends in AI, cybersecurity, advertising, and infrastructure tie back into access to reliable, real-time web data. IPRoyal powers that access, and our goal is to help you stay ahead of the curve. Let's get into it. In a blow to big tech, the US Senate voted to drop a 10-year moratorium on state-level AI laws. That means we're heading for a decentralized, state-based regulatory model. California might regulate AI ethics one way, Texas or Illinois, completely different rules. For companies that gather and analyze web data, this introduces a large operational challenge, especially in terms of scraping and storing user-generated content. The proxy infrastructure now has to support compliance at the jurisdictional level. This includes fine-grained IP targeting, region-specific data governance, and more. It's not just about where a server is anymore, it's about where the data came from and how it was accessed. Two high-profile legal developments hit the scraping world last month. One ended in a settlement over scraping public data, while another involves a lawsuit over the use of platform content to train an AI model. These cases show both sides of the issue. One suggests that scraping public content remains legally viable in most cases, the other reflects growing pressure from platforms to control how their data is used for AI. For data professionals, this highlights a crucial point. Web scraping is not just a technical task anymore, it's a compliance strategy. But what does that mean? Simply put, you need infrastructure that respects website policies, handles requests responsibly, and adapts to the rapidly shifting legal landscape. Cloudflare just announced a major change. AI crawlers will now be blocked by default. Additionally, they're launching a new pay-per-crawl marketplace. Since the company powers traffic for over 20% of the internet, this shift has huge implications. For years, AI companies have been quietly scraping public sites. Now that access becomes gated and monetized. What does this mean for web scraping teams? The traditional scraping strategy has to evolve. Tools like fingerprint rotating browsers, dynamic header injection, and session-based proxy pools are becoming essential. And more importantly, ethical crawling matters more than ever, not just to avoid bans, but to align with the growing commercial ecosystem around data. Google has recently launched Gemini CLI, an open-source tool that brings AI straight to your command line. You can use it to generate code, search files, and ask natural language questions, all without leaving your terminal. What does this matter for data teams? Because AI is being embedded directly into development and engineering workflows. Of course, the quality of these tools is only as good as the data they're trained on. To stay relevant and valuable, these tools need fresh, real-world data, especially from technical sources like Stack Overflow, GitHub, and developer docs. This is where public web data comes in. Proxies and ethical web scraping enables devs to continuously pull relevant, domain-specific training material. It's a crucial component of smarter, more accurate, and more contextual AI assistance. It's no secret that Meta is going all in on AI. Zuckerberg recently revealed plans to launch an AI lab focused on superintelligence with an investment of $68 billion. The plan is to push the limits of AI and compete directly with OpenAI and Google DeepMind. To train foundational models at this scale, it's necessary to have a constant supply of fresh, diverse, and dynamic web data. This includes everything from global news and forums to product reviews and user feedback across dozens of languages and regions. Collecting this kind of data reliably takes serious infrastructure. Distributed proxy networks with intelligent routing, session management, and ethical crawling methods are the key to making this possible. They enable web scraping that scales with model demands, ensuring the breadth and freshness necessary to stay competitive. Oracle just signed a $30 billion cloud infrastructure deal. While the client hasn't been confirmed, it's rumored to be OpenAI or ByteDance. After the announcement, the company's stock jumped 4%, reaching a record high. While storage and compute usually get the spotlight, access infrastructure is equally important. It's no longer just about compute. Without clean, real-time data from the web, even the most powerful models will stagnate. The need for fast and consistent access makes proxies a core part of the AI infrastructure. The reason is simple. They enable reliable connections to web sources at scale, across regions, and with minimal downtime. Shopping is getting smarter. Autonomous AI agents are now browsing e-commerce sites in real time, learning about user behavior, preferences, and inventory patterns. The goal? Enhancing personalization. To be effective, these agents need access to the same front end that users see: product pages, pricing, reviews, and stock levels. However, most platforms limit or ban automated traffic. This is where proxies, primarily residential and mobile, jump in. They enable these agents to collect data without being blocked or flagged, which helps them anticipate user needs. It's one of the fastest growing proxy use cases, with increased demand from AI agent developer platforms worldwide. OpenAI recently signed a $200 million deal with the United States Department of Defense, aiming to support enhanced cybersecurity operations. According to The Verge, OpenAI will provide the Pentagon with new AI tools for data collection, administration, and cyber defense. In this space, proxy infrastructure is just as important as firewalls and endpoint protection. It enables test environments to simulate international attacks, anonymize traffic, and test response protocols without exposing live IPs. As this is only one of several ongoing efforts to introduce AI tech to the military, it will be interesting to see what the future brings. We're excited to find out how proxies will play their role in building diverse threat models or stress testing AI-enhanced defense tools. Elon Musk's artificial intelligence startup xAI recently raised over $9 billion, $4.3 billion in equity and $5 billion in debt. The startup expects to burn through over $13 billion by the end of the year, pushing into real-time, personalized AI across platforms like X. Delivering personalization at this scale means capturing live, public web signals. This includes public sentiment, trending topics, behavioral patterns, and other relevant factors. As always, real-time public data access is a must here. Scalable, resilient scraping architecture powered by rotating proxies, session persistence, and intelligent throttling will play a key role in making xAI's vision a reality. AI-driven M&A hits a staggering $1.67 trillion in value. Data infrastructure is leading the charge with a growing focus on solutions that manage, move, and access data. Investors aren't just backing model developers, they're just as interested in analytics companies, scraping platforms, data orchestration layers, and yes, proxy providers. All these deals highlight the importance of owning all aspects of data management for legacy software players, and M&A is the fastest way to achieve it. Aside from storage and processing, modern data infrastructure also includes access layers like scraping and proxy systems. These tools are increasingly viewed as strategic assets, essential for enriching models and powering analytics to help companies stay ahead in competitive intelligence. Finally, Nielsen's Matt Devitt highlighted a rising trend at Cannes Lions 2025. Advertisers are shifting away from intuition and toward ad intelligence, built on trusted and verifiable data. In other words, blind spending is out and data-backed decisions are in. As he put it, it's all about knowing exactly how your competitors advertise across devices, formats, and regions. But here's the challenge. Most of this data is locked behind user segmentation, platform walls, and location filters. The most common way to gather this data is through web scraping or purpose-built tools, both of which rely on proxies to work effectively. They enable marketers to gain insights into ad placement, creative strategies, campaign timing, and more. This is not just helpful, it's a must for attribution modeling and competitive benchmarking. So what's the takeaway? Whether you're training models, managing marketing ops, or defending against cyber threats, access to clean, compliant, real-time web data is the foundation. At IPRoyal, we provide the infrastructure that makes that access possible. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, hit the like button and subscribe for more data industry insights.